Good morning. I have my plant array here. We'll fix that in a second. Down to the table. There we go. All right, let's see. Do we have the table in view? Fantastic. All right, good morning. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Monday morning, back at it. So I think today we're going to start with some core stuff. I was thinking over the weekend about we're focusing on hips, and as we progress the hips more, we need the transverse abdominis to be in on the game. So when you think about your abdominal muscles, you have your obliques, which come in, oh, my ball's gonna run away, at an oblique angle. Obliques, you have your rectus abdominis, which is like when you think about like those six-pack abs, the sort of button up in the middle. And then you have your transverse abdominis, which is like your deep wrapping layer underneath. So they're the abdominal muscles that hold you like a corset. And so I think if we don't get them working in conjunction with our hips and our pelvis, then progressing the hips and the pelvis is probably not going to do us as many favors as we want it to. So today we're going to do a couple core exercises to get that transverse abdominis engaged, and then we're going to do a couple hip exercises to button it up, to wrap it up, and we'll progress those as the week goes on. So if you have a kid's ball, this is a good time to get it, or you can pause it, come back later. A little balled up towel. If you don't have kids, you might not have a kid's ball. You can get these for like $1 at the dollar store, Five Below. They're really useful for exercises. Squishy, all the things. I'm gonna put mine somewhere, and it's gonna roll onto us all day. Look at that, I found it. All right, so I want you to start on your back, on the floor, on your mat. We're gonna start the same way we did before. All right, so we're just gonna get the pelvis warmed up, lined up. Here we go. Push pull. This hand again on top of the top knee. This knee is coming into my hand. Isometric contraction just means we're holding it in place. And then this one is going to go on the bottom, and then we're going to switch. This one goes on top. This one goes on the bottom. 25% power. Push, 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 push. So we're just resisting the opposite isometric reaction. All right? Push out. Your ball can come in handy for this. Squeeze in, push out, squeeze in, push out, squeeze in. There you go. Everybody's awake. Everybody knows their job. Everybody has a gentle reminder. We'll do 15 posterior pelvic tilts. Now, when we do this one, here's what I want you to do. I want you to, as you lift your pelvic floor, I want you to imagine a string from your belly button down towards the end of your shoulder blade, so sort of diagonal down in your back. I want you to pull that string down through the floor and pull up your pelvic floor and your abdominals. So really contract your abdominal muscles, your deep abdominal muscles. Pull that belly button in and up as we do those posterior pelvic tilts. So we're really warming up the base of the core of these exercises. Pull it, breathe out. You really lift everybody up and in. Everybody's part of this team. You don't want to hold your breath. Sorry, I'm just going to turn that on. You don't want to hold your breath, because if you hold your breath, you actually force out your abdominal wall. You force down your pelvic floor. You force up onto your diaphragm and your heart. You increase your intra-abdominal pressure. So when you do a contraction, when you do an exercise, you want to blow out and ask your entire core to secure and brace you. So as you blow out, your diaphragm contracts, your pelvic floor lifts, your abdominals close in, and you get that amazing core support that you're looking for. All right, so first one we're going to do today for these transverse abdominis, we're just going to do up, up, down, down. Now, I want you to notice my back is not rocking, my pelvis is stable. So I've started with that posterior pelvic tilt, up, up, down, down. So I've got my abs contracted, I'm holding my back flat against the mat. Now, if you find that your back is arching, either as you lift the leg, so if I don't have my abs engaged and I lift the leg, see how I've got so much wiggle? You can see it at my shoulders, you can see it in my back. So if I have core control, my shoulders aren't moving. But if I don't, every time I lift it up, sorry, every time I lift it up, my shoulders come forward. And that's putting a lot of strain on my low back. If you cannot do this without lifting your low back, just modify this, up and down. One leg at a time, keeping your back flat. Okay? If that feels like it's getting easier over the week, but you still can't do the up, up, down, down, put your hands under your bum. Make a big triangle, diamond, around your tailbone, kind of like a little tripod, like a little support. And that will give you some more stability. So you can put that under your bum, and then you'll notice you'll be able to keep your low back exactly where you need it to. Up, up, down, down. And then you'll be able to hold that, all right? So let's do 10 of those just to start us off. Posterior pelvic tilt. Arms long. Again, it engages your shoulder blades, which automatically engages your abdominals and your glutes, offers better support. And as you come up, I want you to breathe out. And as you go down, so you're going to breathe in at the top, all right? So out, in, out. These are slow and controlled exercises. Nobody's rushing these. There is no prize for getting these done the fastest. We are focused on sustaining that core contraction, those transverse abdominis muscles. If you have a history of a diastasis, I want you to be acutely aware of what happens in the middle. If you're seeing that puff, if you're seeing your little diastasis mound, I want you to stop. I want you to dial it way back. So either go back to this one, okay, keeping that diastasis flat, controlling the transverse, or this one where you have your base underneath your butt. If you get to the point where you can't do either one of those without that diastasis popping up, send me a message, we'll work through it. But these, when you see that diastasis pop up, you're not working your transverse abdominis, you're working your rectus, and that's not what we're looking for here. We don't want to see that diastasis pop up. So again, you're going to breathe out. Keep those long arms long. Breathe in. Breathe out. And we'll just keep going like that. We'll do, set a timer, we'll do 30 seconds. Halfway there. There we go. Take a rest. I think, honestly, guys, I think I did those a little fast. I think I just got distracted. I want you to, don't do what I do. I'm just teaching you. I want you to go a little bit slower than that. I was just trying to think ahead to how you could progress it a little bit if that feels too easy. And if that feels too easy, then you can come up here. You can tap and lift together, maintaining that low back flat. So your hips are hinging a little bit, but you're really doing, it's kind of like a very modified reverse curl here. So you're not curling up here. You're just doing a very low range, working those deep abdominals. And that would be a way that if you feel like you have good control, again, you shouldn't feel this in your low back. You should feel this in the front of your abs, deep on the inside of your hips, but not your hip flexors, not the ones that do this. I want this all coming from your abs. So we're going to do a whole minute of this. And we'll get it. We'll get it under control. So up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Good. Keep those abdominals tight. Halfway through. Keep those shoulders open. There we go. 1 minute. All right, rest and relax. Wiggle it out. Next exercise you're going to need your ball for. So if you want to go get your ball, we'll do that. This next one was one of my favorites for getting the transverse abdominis really powered up. So I'm excited to show you. Again, so just like last week, I think we're going to start with only a few today. We'll add on as we get them. As we learn more, as we do more. So we'll know where we're starting on Wednesday, and we'll add to that. So your little ball is going to go between your feet. See, little ball between my feet. And I've got my hips and my knees at 90-90. So my knees are in line with my hips. We're not going out here. We're not going in here. Right? We're just going 90 degrees straight angle. We're coming up. And we're going down. Coming up. And we're going down. Do this for 1 minute. Keeping that nice angle there. All right. I want you to keep that low back flat. Keep breathing. And keep focusing on that good form and control. If you can't do this for a minute, do it for 10 seconds. You can build every day off this one. All right. Oh, it was 30 seconds. We'll take a rest there. I'm realizing as I said a minute, we might not be ready for a minute yet. So 30 seconds is a good place to start. Rock your knees side to side. Release your low back. At the end, your low back might want to take over. And so let's just remind it that's not its job. Catch our breaths. Ruminate about our weekend. Think about the week ahead and all of the fun things that are coming, or the busy things, or school open house, or meet your teachers, or soccer, or who knows? Who knows what's coming down the pipe? All right. Low back flat, 90 degrees, up we go. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in. I'm happy to answer anything you got. And again, as always, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If it causes you any pain, don't do it. But if it's shaky, keep it up. That's what your body needs. Keep those abs tight. I don't know if you can hear my knees crunch. Lots of ski injuries in those knees. There we go, 30 seconds. All right, let's take a break. The last one we're going to do is kind of like a modified dead bug. And again, these are all hip and core exercises. Getting that transverse abdominis engaged and activated is just as important as getting your hips stronger. And so I think before we make any of the hip and leg exercises harder, we need to make sure that everything between like the mid thigh and the belly button is buttoned up. So, arms straight out, your nice little ball in your hands, shoulders pulled back to the sockets. We're going to come up with the legs one at a time, drop them down. Now, here's the thing I want you to know about that. Drop it down as far as it will go. Oh, look at my headband's making a run for it. There she goes. All right, I want you to drop it down as far as you can go with your low back, maintaining that position. So, posterior pelvic tilt, low back stays flat, arms are up. If you can go all the way to the mat and maintain that core tight, awesome, do it. If you can go to here, sorry, both my legs are doing it. So if you can see what happens to my low back as I lift that leg down, you can probably see more closely what happens in my shoulder. So if I arch my back, if I don't have that abdominal control, see, if I have that abdominal control, my upper body stays nice and still, I have control of that hip. If I let go of my pelvis, if I don't have that control here, I'm arching my back, I no longer have contact with the mat, and I'm sliding away from my pillow. So that's a really good indicator of how much core control you have while you're doing this exercise. If you feel like you're sliding away from your table or your pillow, reduce your range. So again, some people can go all the way down and all the way back up, no problem. Other people can go to here. If this is where we are, go to here. If you feel like that's working your abdominals and your low back is maintaining its control, stick with it. All right, we're gonna do that for 30 seconds and then we're gonna call it for today because I'm just checking the time and it is time to roll, kids. We've got a day to have. So here we go. Core control. These arms are loaded, pulled back, so we're engaging the shoulder blades. We're supporting the low back. We're supporting the butt. We're engaging all of our core muscles. And there we go. All right, that's what I've got for today. If it feels good, keep doing it. If it doesn't feel good, send me a message and we'll figure out what doesn't feel good about it. And we'll keep at it. All right, we'll see you on Wednesday. I hope everybody has a great week.